open and frank. But what we agreed is that I will have these discussions in a smaller groups of member states regarding the working methods, so that really how we can go further, not theoretically, but really practically on really concrete items and within the limits of the treaties, of course.
We continue here, and then we go in the back, please, to lady there. Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much. Rosie Birchard for DW. Foreign Minister, first of all, you have laid out a menu of options with regards to pressuring the Israeli government. You talked about this, the trade chapter. How do you respond when the Israeli government says any such measures only serve to strengthen Hamas? And High Representative, you pointed to some measures that individual member states have taken, but ultimately you have to go out in the world and be the diplomatic face representing the European Union. It's been more than a month since the proposal to bar Israeli startups from accessing some EU research funds under the Horizon Europe programme. In that proposal, the European Commission said Israel is violating human rights in Gaza and breaching EU cooperation rules, but we know that's stuck in diplomatic deadlock. So how is that stalled action impacting your diplomacy and your credibility? And do you have a message to those big countries, including the likes of Germany, that are not in favour of EU-level cooperation? Thank you.
Thank you. If you ask personally how that feels, that I'm the face that is to blame, that we don't have a decision, then it's hard. It's very hard. But the way a European Union works is that not the High Representative is making the decisions, but 27 have to come to an agreement. And that's why I'm working so hard to get that agreement, to really address the sensitivities that one member state or the other has to find a compromise to deliver. And that's why, again, coming to the previous question, I really want to have the discussion also about the working methods to be more effective, to be able to deliver. Because it's true that I have to be responsible. I'm the face that has to then also comment these things, and it's hard. Of course, what we can't overlook is that we are actually very active on this file. Like we are in constant contact with the Israelis, really putting the pressure on them, really, and we have achieved also, if we take the humanitarian understanding that we have, there are more trucks getting in to Gaza with humanitarian aid. There are more border crossings opened than before. There are vital reparations of critical infrastructure. There are fuel being provided. There are things that are improved, but it's not enough. I totally agree with you. So also, we are the biggest providers of support to Palestinian Authority. We are the ones keeping the two-state solution alive. We are the ones who are the biggest providers of humanitarian support to Gaza people. But of course, this is what we see in the news. It's frustrating that we can't do more. We are discussing, and I can feel all the ministers feel the pain that we want to do more to help those people.
Well, I just to echo what you just said there. I think it is important that we challenge the false narratives. And I mean, we have absolutely no intention to strengthen Hamas, quite the opposite. But it is too black and white if, steps putting pressure on Israel to ensure that they fulfill their obligations is interpreted as now we are strengthening Hamas. We have to confront these false narratives, and I think perhaps that's one of the explanations why we haven't moved yet, because it's very polarized. Israel is right now undermining the two-state solution, and taking action against that is not strengthening Hamas. You could argue the opposite, because if we do not intervene, if we do not have any actions, then we give room to the most extremist environments at both sides of the conflict. So that's why we have been arguing that we should move. And I am pleased, even though we haven't reached any agreement, we don't have a qualified majority yet, but things are moving. And even though we haven't had the time for this debate in principle about working methods, we had it as a part of this discussion.
That's true.
Because the most sophisticated tools, for that we need consensus. But we have to work and think more innovative of what could be the next best solutions. For instance, we want to put a ban on import from the occupied territories. That's probably not doable. But then we could put heavy tariff on import, and we could do that by a qualified majority. And we are going to explore all these possibilities in the lead up to the next FACT meeting.
Thank you. We have time for 2 more quick ones. We'll take the lady in the back, and then we'll come back to the... Angela, please. Yes.